now it is my pleasure to introduce the next speaker, Melissa Breen. Melissa is a champion athlete and an extraordinary individual. She is the current record holder for the Australian women's 100 metre sprint with a time of 11.11 seconds. Canberra born and bred, Melissa has gone on to compete 2 times as an Olympic sprinter in both London and Rio, as well as being a 6-time Australian national sprinter champion. Melissa's extensive career in a competitive environment where scrutiny is no stranger has produced success and failure in fair measure. Her battle with mental health, both off and on the track, has seen Melissa become a committed advocate for mental health. She is passionate about influencing resilience and well-being within the Canberra community. Her talk is entitled Coming Second and Other Pathways to Success. Please welcome Melissa.
Yes, we're good. Super. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to speak to all of you today, although I can only see one current bright light right now. It's very hard to see everyone. Firstly, I guess today you would have met a lot of different people. And when we meet different people, we have no idea about their journey, what's going on in their life, what's affecting them, what's making them happy, what's making them sad. And we might only have 30 seconds, we might only have 10 seconds seeing someone. And so for me, my message is everyone's fighting a battle that we know nothing about. So being kind is the most important thing we can do for each other. For me, my life has been one massive roller coaster, full of those amazing highs and some pretty challenging lows. I guess on face value in my introduction, which was said so eloquently, so thank you, it could be seen as, oh, what an awesome life she's had. Went to the Olympics, she runs really fast. It's pretty cool. And it is. It's an awesome life that I've led. And it started when I was very young, about 6 years old. I started at Tuggeranong Little Athletics. I definitely wasn't the standout kid. I wasn't the freak child that won everything. I just really loved running. And I didn't care if I won, or I came second, or I came last. I just enjoyed the thrill of being able to run. I didn't really enjoy the other events. Anything over about 60 metres was a bit too far, so I so much wish 60 metres was in the Olympics, but the 100 metres is where my heart found itself. I developed a great passion for sport and enjoyed the process of what I went through. Even now, I enjoy the process of training, the monotonous of the weeks. Every Monday is the same, every Tuesday is the same, every Thursday is the same, every day is the same. And that can show its challenges, obviously. But for me, the journey is what's important. Pursuing something, finding a passion, dedicating myself to it. Every decision I make throughout the day has a massive impact on, is it going to help me run faster or is it not? Something that always amazes me is when you go to a school, you have a chat to kids, and they say, oh, you went to the Olympics. I said, yes, I did go to the Olympics. The next question, did you get a medal? And my answer is no, I don't have a medal. I will never have an Olympic medal. And then unfortunately, their conversation stops. Is success defined by that medal? And unfortunately, for some people being the media as a whole, it is. But for me, I'm totally okay with never being an Olympic medalist. I've actually got run out of the heats at both the Olympics that I went to. And in London, I was sixth in my heat. I ran 11:34, which was really, really close to my PB at the time, my personal best. Crossed the line, chatted to the media, and they said, why are you so happy? I thought, are you kidding me? I'm so happy because I am living my childhood dream. That's all I ever wanted to do was go to the Olympics. And that perception of what failure is and what success is was so evident to me that day. I had worked my absolute butt off. I wasn't the standout kid. I wasn't the freak child. I'd worked and worked and worked to make that Olympic dream a reality for me. Now, at the beginning of 2012, I was set, yeah, London's this year, it's going to be awesome, I'm going to make the team. I ran about 35 100-metre races, which is quite a lot for that year. And the closest I got to qualifying was 2 1,000ths of a second away. So if you go into your wallet or your pocket and you find a 5-cent piece, that was the difference I'd missed the qualifying time by. So the reality is, if I had just worn a push-up bra that day, maybe it would have been completely different. But unfortunately, I didn't, and it wasn't that much. So I ran 11:30, and I needed to run 11:29. I was in Japan, I was absolutely inconsolable. I thought, this is it. I'm not going to have that chance to go to the Olympics. At that time, they had A and B qualifying times, and I'd done about 60 B qualifying times. But Athletics Australia, as the federation, said, we're not taking any Bs because you need to reach this standard. At the time, I was 21, and the selectors decided, with their discretion, that I would be selected and have the chance to go to the Olympics. So sometimes the fate of someone is in someone else's hand, and that's exactly what happened for me that time. Now, 4 years later, in Rio, I found myself in a very similar position. It's very, very challenging to front up every week and know that you have to run at your absolute best to try and get that chance of qualifying. I was running all around the country, managed to get myself injured, and had again missed the qualifying time by very, very, very small margin. It felt like deja vu. I was actually up in Townsville. My mum came with me, which was great. I ran 11:36 the night before, and I needed to run 11:31. So we're talking like this much quicker. I was so down on myself. I was so annoyed, I was so angry, I thought this isn't fair. And my mum said, no, it's not fair. There's nothing fair about life. You have the chance, again, to have another opportunity, to run again tomorrow. And just because something happened today, you missed it today, doesn't mean that tomorrow can be a completely different day. So I got to the track, I was pretty much, I don't know, I think this might be my last run. You know, just drama everything. So, took a deep breath, had a race, tried to enjoy it as much as I could. And I ran 11:31. I qualified for my second Olympics. And all these stories seem awesome because they seem like, oh, the happy ending. You got to the Olympics, you got to that. But as I said, the journey's had its little troughs as well as its highs. And for me, one of the most challenging moments in my career was when Athletics Australia, the federation, said, you're not really worthy of funding anymore. We don't think sprinters are going to make it. We'll just cut your access so that you can't train. This was in 2013. And I thought, no, I'm not letting someone else dictate or manage what I wanted to do. So I had to remember why I wanted to run. And that would take us back to 2000, Sydney 2000 big games. I was 10 years old. I went to the first track and field session, which was in the morning, Sydney Olympic Park. 100,000 people in the grandstand for the opening session. And all those people were there just to watch athletics, to watch what I did every week at Little A's. And I thought to myself, yep, that's what I want to do. So in the very challenging times of being dismissed, I remembered what my passion was and why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Because I loved it. Because I enjoyed the process. and I wanted to get the most out of myself. Now, there are times where there is doubt. There is that inability to believe that you're going to get out of that trough. And for me, that was due to a sickness that wasn't, that I wasn't, diagnosed with at the time. And it was a really challenging time because when you're injured and you have a torn hamstring, it's very evident to everyone that you're sick or that you're injured and that you can't compete. But when you're feeling down and isolated and like you're failing, it's very hard for people to see that. They can see that you're not quite yourself, or you don't see your bubbly self and you're not smiling. But it's very hard to recognise that within yourself and for others too as well. And this is where my work with Lifeline Canberra came in. Lifeline Canberra is an organisation that is here for everyone, 24/7. There is no shame in speaking out about having troubles. And I've been an ambassador with Lifeline Canberra for about 5 years. And the work they do and the passion they show gave me a whole new lease on life. For so many years, I was so single-minded and I thought, I just want to run, and I loved it. I loved competing, I loved travelling the world. But that can't be it. That can't be the only thing I can be defined as. And many athletes really struggle with that because their result defines who they are. So if you run fast, you're accepted. You run fast and you qualify and you're popular. You run fast and you're given a contract. If you run slowly, don't qualify, the noise stops. And that is the brutal reality of sport and of high-level sport. And for me, I needed to change my identity, to change what defined me. And I can assure you, when I was going through school, you could not have paid me enough money to speak to a group of people like this. I would have been so nervous. I would have had to have little palm cards. I remember the palm cards and cutting it all up so it looked like you were really professional, but you really weren't. I would have never spoken like this and so openly about my journey at any point when I was younger. But being thrust into the spotlight, and sometimes when you haven't got the skills to understand everything, it matures you and it also grounds you at the same time. So sometimes I feel like I'm about 50 going on 28. I feel like the life experiences that I have endured through athletics has definitely shaped me, obviously. I've been doing this for more than 10 years and I think that I'm coming towards the end of my career, but you just never know, again, what people's journeys are and what they've gone through to get to that point. So for me in 2010, I went to the Commonwealth Games in Delhi, which was an experience and a half as a 20-year-old. One day we had a monkey in the village, which just seemed absolutely mind-blowing to me. I ran the heats, I got to the semi-finals, I got run out in the semi-finals, finished the race. Channel 9 or whoever it was got a microphone to my face and said, "So what went wrong?" I thought, oh my God, Mel, don't cry because Mum and Dad are watching back home. And I said, nothing went wrong. I said, I'm at my first Commonwealth Games and I'm 20 and I did the best I could. And they said, yes, but you haven't made the final. I said, yeah, that's correct. I haven't made the final. Does that mean I failed? In their eyes, it had. And that really affected me. I got through that interview, I got down the run after the media onslaught, get down there, and I was just bawling my eyes out. Even though moments after the race, I was absolutely stoked. Because I'd made the semi-finals, I got 2 runs, I was wearing the Australian green and gold, I had the coat of arms on my chest, and then someone else changed me. And that made me even more mad that I thought that I let that happen. So, you're in control. And at times it may feel like you're completely out of control, but you need to find those people in your little circle. So look, I call them my people. So there's probably 5 people in the entire world that are in my circle. And their opinions are extremely valid. They can say whatever they want to me, and I'll take it on board. But there's all this other white noise that happens, and you'll know what I'm talking about. That white noise in the background that will have their opinion of you, that will try to bring you down, that may even say some extremely harsh things to you. But that's just white noise. It doesn't matter what they say, just like it doesn't matter that guy interviewing me had no idea what it took for me to get there. Just like if next year happens for me, I can't believe in a year's time it's the Olympics again, the odds of me making my 3rd Olympics are extremely slim. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give up or stop the pursuit, or even if it doesn't happen, which it probably won't. Does it mean that I've failed? No, because I've given my heart and my soul to something. The pursuit of that dream. And for me, as I said, that journey is what is so important. There's ups and downs, there's people you meet along the way, and they'll come into your circle. And there's some people that might be removed from that circle. But that journey for me is what is so important. So next year, the Olympics, if you see me, you'll be like, oh, that was that girl that was just talking, and she talked for a long time, and she was all right. She kept being blinded by the light, but next year, if you see me in Tokyo, know that the result in Tokyo doesn't matter to me at all. I couldn't care if I'll probably come 8th in my heat. But for the last 6 months, I've overcome a foot injury. I had bone stress in my foot. I had 4 injections into my foot. And I'm now back running. I actually have my first race tomorrow for the first time since February. So there'll be a lot of cobwebs blown out tomorrow. But that journey and those ups and downs define you. And they challenge you and they change you, but in every good way if you let it. So yes, there'll be times where you're feeling immensely like this is way too overwhelming in whatever it is. It doesn't mean sport. It could be study, it could be work, it could be family life, it could be anything. But there will be moments where you're like, this possibly can't be this hard. Why is this card? Why am I being dealt this card? But instead of saying, why me, say try me, and turn it and find a way and use people around you to better yourself. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and you don't have to be positive all the time. Good grief, I'm definitely not positive all the time. It's impossible to be positive all the time. It's exhausting, actually, and it's a little bit fake. So it's okay to sometimes be like, you know what, this is absolutely bullshit, and take some time. And then you allow yourself to grow and be better, because you have this one life, and then one day it's going to be done. And that sucks. You have one chance at this. This is not a rehearsal. So I feel very grateful to have led the last 10 years, travelling the world, seeing some amazing places, seeing some places that I probably will never go back to. But nonetheless, they were character building, and they showed me where I don't need to go for a holiday. What is a holiday anyway, when you go somewhere without taking track shoes? Like, I don't even know what that is. But the career of mine may be done next year. I don't know. I hope not. But if it is, it's been an amazing ride. It's changed who I am completely, in every good way. And I hope whatever journey you take in this life, it gives you joy. It'll stress you at times, but you need to find something that you're so passionate about that fills you up. And find your people, because your people along that journey will make a massive difference. And that doesn't mean being rude to other people. You find your people, you keep them close, and you continue on. I feel very grateful to have spoken to you today. I hope some messages got across. I apologise. I enjoy talking about athletics because it's been my life for so long. But I thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you.